Hello, I'm Nano, and I am the illustration and rig artist for Gail's Live2D Vtuber model. For this model, I wanted to implement many different techniques to allow her to be as expressive as possible. Let's begin the breakdown. For this model, I created the art in a way that would be able to be deformed as natural as possible with VBridger. The mouth was created with a 2x3 parameter for mouth open and mouth form, as well as blend shapes to create the parameters for the VBridger specific movements. For the cutest expressions possible, I like to add some eye and facial deformers to the VBridger parameters to add extra movement on certain mouth shapes. In addition to the mouth parameters, I also use VBridger to give some extra expression to the eyebrows. Default parameters only allow for brow eye and brow form, but since she has animal ears, I wanted to create some custom parameters to give her extra expressiveness. I created 3 new blend shape parameters to give her a happy, sad, and angry set of expressions that are VBridger tracking activated. In those parameters as well, I wanted to link the body movement so that she shrugs her shoulders depending on the facial expression that she makes. Another feature that Gail's model has is a lean in when she moves her face closer to the camera. This is not a toggle and instead makes use of tracking only. In order to make it as realistic looking as possible, I used perspective on her upper body, head, and hips to show a change in distance to the screen. Gail's model has 3 facial expressions, all of which incorporate animations to give them more life. She has angry, scared, and a crying expression which make use of looping parameters. In addition to her facial expressions, Gail also has multiple body toggles. For each of these toggles, I have linked body physics to give them more life when they toggle on. She has 1 arm toggle which allows her to hold onto her red panda mascot, as well as 3 leg toggles. For each leg toggle, I have created a control parameter to keep them in the off position unless switched on in VTube Studio. Her first leg toggle is one that many people opt to keep on by default. Because I linked a hip sway parameter to her body X movement, I decided to link her footsteps to her body ankle Z movement. By default, the footsteps are turned off, but when they are turned on with a toggle in VTube Studio, it allows her to keep her hip movement and take a weighted step to the side when she tilts her head. Gail's second leg toggle is a change in her posture. Once again, using the default control parameter, the stance is turned off unless toggled on. As with the footstep toggle, when she changes her stance, she can still sway her hips and hold her mascot. It is a very small but effective way to give the model more expressiveness and interactivity. The most in-depth toggle that Gail has is her walking toggle. This one was a challenge because it requires not only animation, but many different parameters to make it look fluid. Including the toggle for turning on and off the walk cycle, it has 10 different parameters. Leg raise, right and left, front to back movement, the leg shadow opacity, walking rotation, or the leg side to side, hip movement, and body movement. When animated all together, it allows for smooth movement of the lower body while keeping the full range of motion and physics for the upper body. I wanted to allow her to move her head and body around while turning this toggle on so that her body did not feel stiff and could be used in many different scenarios. Here you can see an animation breakdown of this walk cycle. And that's all of the features for this model, from VBridger to complex toggles. Thank you for watching, and please enjoy the full showcase.